That's a snakeskin sheet we made. Now let's use it to turn it into a resin piece. Watch how this pattern comes to life with color shifting effects and light. Hello guys, welcome back to Lisincult Resin Lab. This is part 2 of my two-part series. In part 1, I showed you how to make this snakeskin texture sheet using a placemat and silicone rubber. Today, we are using that sheet as a texture base to cast a resin piece step by step. Let's get started. First, we need a handmade mold using the silicone sheet as the base. For the side walls, we can use silicone sealant, molding strips, clear plastic strips, or two-part putty paste. I have already prepared my mold using two-part putty paste and I have fixed it on a plexi sheet, so we can move straight to the next step. As you can see, the silicone sheet forms the base and the putty creates the surrounding walls to hold everything in place. But if you would like to see full process and other ways to build handmade molds, the detailed tutorials is linked in the description box. Now let's prepare the texture base. Here I'm coating the silicone surface with the color shifting powders to enhance the effect. And I'm using a mix of two super color shifting powders so the colors blend and create a richer shift. Using a small brush, spread the powder evenly and make sure entire sheet is covered so the texture can really capture the shimmer. And gently remove the excess powder. Nothing loose should remain, otherwise it may floating into the resin and make the surface cloudy. Okay, it's done. Just look at the shimmer. It's a beautiful color shifting. The texture really brings the color shifts to life. Now, let's talk about the resin. For this project, I'm using a medium viscosity resin with the 5:3 mixing ratio. For this mold, about 20 cm wide and 28 cm long and around 0.8 cm thick, I'm using about 493 grams of resin mixture. That means 308 grams of resin and 185 grams of hardware. At this stage, we have two options. You can pour clear resin or add black pigment paste to the resin mixture. If you pour clear, you will have two possible finishes: the matte texture underside of the glossy top surface. If you add black pigment paste, the texture side becomes the final look because the top will appear solid black. Both options create very different results, so just choose the effect you prefer. For this example, I'm using clear resin so you can see the both effects. But before pouring, let me quickly explain the shaping step will happen later. This is where the real transformation begins, and it's also the part many beginners struggle with the most. To shape the resin, we need to wait for the right curing stage. The exact timing depends on your resin, but two simple checks can help. First, mold edge test. Gently pull the mold edge back. If the resin still sticks, it's too early. If it releases easily, you are close. Second is the touch test. Lightly touch the surface. If it feels tacky and leaves a mark, it still needs more time. But if it feels firm and doesn't leave fingerprints, that's usually the right moment. But remember, even when the resin releases from the mold and it doesn't leave fingerprints, it can still be slightly too soft. Shaping too early may cause the surface to wrinkle. But don't worry, finding the right timing usually comes with a bit of trial and error as you get familiar with your resin. When we reach that point, we can start shaping. You can remove the piece and place it into a container that resin doesn't stick to guide the shape, or use frog tape to form the sides. Small objects like ink bottles or sealboards can also help create gentle curves. But shape it gently and handle the piece carefully so you don't leave nail marks. This is the stage where the flat resin piece can turn into something sculptural. Now let's pour the resin. Before pouring, make sure the surface is clean and free of any excess powder. Lightly torque the surface to pop the bubbles. Now cover your work and let it cure until it's ready for shaping. For my resin, the right moment is about 10 hours after pouring. At this stage, the piece will be released easily from the edge of the mold, and touching the surface won't leave the fingerprints. Then we can start shaping. Okay, after about 10 hours, our resin is ready for shaping. For this piece, I'm using this frog tape, depending on the curve I want. I'm not trying to turn it into a deep ball, just soft curve along the edges. And as you can see, it can be easily separated from the edges and it's not tacky anymore. Okay, I think it's okay. So now we just leave it to cure completely. I will see you again when it's ready to show up. Now the piece is fully cured and holding its shape. Let's remove the tape and see what we got. Wow, the snakeskin texture turned out really clean and defined. Watch this. Just by tilting the piece, the way it catches the light changes, and the color shifts from blue to green to purple. So amazing. One side is glossy and the back has that soft matte finish. Both can work as the front, depending on the look you prefer. For this one, I went with the glossy side. And because it was a small piece, I kept the shape simple, just a soft curve along the edges. And if you look at the edge, the shaping with the putty paste gives it a nice natural finish, almost like an organic cut. You can also add a metal stand like this, or these small box legs. Just attach them with the fast setting glue or a small amount of thick resin. It instantly gives it a more polished finished look. But even without it, it still looks gorgeous. So in just 2 steps, a simple placemat transforms into a textured silicone sheet and then into stunning resin piece where the snakeskin texture enhances the color shifting powder, creating a rich shifting effect across the surface. Let's quickly recap the shaping part, because this is where most people struggle. Shaping time really depends on your resin viscosity, but also on the temperature and how thick your resin layer is. To find the right moment, use 2 simple tests. The edge test, gently pull back the mold edge to check if the resin releases easily. The touch test, the surface should keep its shape without tackiness or fingerprint marks. With these points in mind and a bit of experimentations with your resin type, you will get a perfect shaping time. Okay friends, I hope you enjoyed this 2-part series. If you missed part 1, it's linked in description. And don't forget to grab the free PDF for all details. And let me know in the comments, which sides do you prefer, glossy or the matte? And if you enjoyed this tutorial, don't forget to like and subscribe to Lisincult Resin Lab for more resin experiments. I will see you in the next tutorial and another resin adventure.